There we go. All right. Welcome back to Men of His Heart. I'm Isaac, and
I am Josh. Thank you for joining us.
I'm going to pray us in, and then we're going to talk about this topic today. All right.
You got it.
Father, I just thank you for this time that Josh and I can get together and just record this podcast, and that Lord, that you allowed us to, make it this far. We're on episode 7, Lord. That's exciting. But Lord, I pray that you would use this podcast to speak to the lives of those that are listening, speak to our own lives. Lord, let our words be spoken from you, Lord, and not from ourselves. Just use us as your mouthpieces to speak to whoever needs to hear what we have to say. A lot of people are not going to like what we have to say today. And that's okay, though, because we're not here to gain friends. We are here to speak the word, speak the truth, speak the gospel. Lord, as we jump into a very difficult topic of idolatry, Lord, I pray that you would bless this and you would bless this conversation. And I just thank you for this opportunity. In your holy and glorious name, Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Idolatry.
Yeah. As you were praying, I wish I had looked up how many times I bet the word idol and idolatry is in the Bible, because as we all know, I've been reading, well, if you're new here, I've been reading through the Bible, and I am heavily in the Old Testament still. And it is very prominent in most of the text. Like, I was in Judges, and now I'm in 1 Samuel, and it's mentioned quite a bit. So this is a very important topic, and it's also very relevant, unfortunately, in today's day and age.
Yeah. So where do you want to start? Because
that's great. What have you been reading? We'll start with what we've been reading. So what was my last? The last thing I read was 1 Samuel 15 was my last chapter I read. So what have you been reading lately?
I have been in, my other Bible's over there. I believe it's.
Well, you've been all over because you're still in school. So
I have been. Well, I read through almost all of Matthew recently.
Yeah, me too.
That's for one of my classes. This is gonna follow me. This is fun.
Yeah, I love your camera, man.
It's so nice. I'm glad I invested in a camera because.
Wow, it literally followed. It tracked you everywhere.
Yeah, it's got like AI tracking or something. I'm like, cool. if it ain't making the water all nasty. I've been reading. For those who don't know, I don't know if I've ever talked about this. I've been going backwards in the Bible this year because I was like, I'm going to start at Revelation, and so I'm going forwards through each book, but I'm going backwards in order. Starting Revelation, going backwards. And I'm in Galatians. I'm taking it nice and slow. I've been like sprinting through the Bible the last couple of years, so I'm trying to like just kind of dwell in every chapter and just really just soak it up.
Yeah.
And so, as you can see, these are my lovely highlighted and like ridiculous notes.
Yeah, that's how the Bible should be, right? You had to talk to me about that one time because I was like not wanting to do it.
Well loved. Oh yeah. Well, especially if it's a journaling Bible, it's like it's supposed to be written in. But exactly. All my Bibles have some sort of mark in them, and I want to say, I feel like, did Paul talk about this? Yeah, he did. Talks about it in Galatians. Actually, that's tomorrow's reading. Is Galatians 5. Funny enough. So literally Galatians 5:19-21 is the acts of the flesh are obvious: sexual immorality, impurity and debauchery, idolatry and witchcraft, hatred, discord. So yeah, it keeps going. And then he goes on to say, I warn you, as I did before, that those who live like this will not inherit the kingdom of God.
Ooh.
So I was like, wait, this is in Galatians. I mean, this is a reoccurring thing that Paul talks about. It's in Galatians, in 1 Corinthians, it's in Romans, multiple times in Romans, it's in 1 Timothy. Let's see, I'm sure it's in other.
I read about it in Leviticus and all of those. Yeah, like false gods and making idols and all of that. So this is going to be a very poignant and important thing to remind Christians about.
Yes,
because I think that we can get away from remembering that. Yeah, there's only one God.
Yeah. So I think what we should really start with is, what is an idol? What's an idol, Josh?
An idol is any representation of a foreign god, in my
All right.
opinion, whether that's, or it can be a depiction of something that could be mocking God or the Lord, would be something that I would say would be an idol. And then if somebody starts to worship something that is not God,
Mm.
an object or something like that, or even a person.
Yeah. Could it be an idea?
Could be an idea. Could be an idea.
Could it be something good?
It could be something good. It could be something inherently good, or not inherently good, but something that you felt was good to begin with that then goes sour. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it's a very great, that's a fantastic definition for what an idol is, and idolatry. Because if you're putting something before God, anything, whether it's a person, place, or thing, and a lot of people do it with a lot of people do it with money.
Yes.
This is a big thing, which tends to cling to another idol, but we'll talk about that in a bit. And if you're putting anything before God, that is an idol.
Mm-hmm.
If there's something that you don't want to give up to God as a Christian, guess what? That's an idol. That's how this works.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. We I think we put too much weight in our worldly possessions. People will put everything they have into buying a car, and then they are obsessed with the car, and then they never glorify God. They never say thank you for providing me the means to acquire that car, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Instead, the car becomes what they're worshiping.
Yeah.
We get consumed with the monetary value of things, and like how we are looked at in the world instead of how we are looked at in the kingdom of God. And I feel like that's the biggest problem, is we are so concerned about what our neighbor thinks, or what, what of all, even the people at our church, like, what do they think about me, instead of just always putting your mind on God and like, how can I be a better person? How can I follow God better? So.
And I think we talked about it before, but it's like, if you're buying something to impress people, like there's a quote or a phrase that's, if people are buying stuff to impress people they don't even like with money, where people are buying stuff with money they don't have to impress people they don't even like. You know what the idol is in that situation? It's not the stuff.
Yeah.
It's not the money. Your idol is the impression that others have of you.
Yeah.
Your idol is the opinion of others. That is a sad idol. Like, I'm sorry. And there's a lot of people that is their idol. If people think negatively of them at all, it's like, people are going to think negatively of you. And especially as Christians, like, it is going to be all the time. Like, someone is going to be like, I don't like the way you're talking. And like, there's somebody that's probably in the comments thinking, you have any ideas? No, you have an idol, probably. Your idol might be yourself.
That was just, as you were saying that, I was thinking that too, is that a lot of people make themselves the idol, which is a crazy concept in itself. But it's sad, but it's true. Yeah. People get lost.
Yeah. And it's okay to be lost, but you have to be looking for the way back to Christ and, towards something better.
Exactly.
We all get lost sometimes.
Amen to that.
Yeah. I mean, just think about the prodigal son. He said, hey, give me my money. So he was making, he's making an idol out of the money and himself.
Mm-hmm.
Said, well, I'm going to go do whatever I want. Did that whole thing. He realized, I need to turn around. It is, unless you are before God's throne of judgment, and I don't know, at that point, that's up to God. But unless you're up there at that point, like, it's not too late. If you're still alive, it is not too late to turn away from your idols and turn to God. Your idols are just demonic influence.
100%.
I think have a quote that
I do
really want to share.
I do want to share. So this is actually from Philip Anthony Mitchell, and
So much.
his sermon he was doing was on demonic influences, and it was actually had to do with idols a lot. And I actually listened to this recently. And so he says, your little tarot cards, your little sage, your little crystals, your little readings, all that stuff is demonic. And he said it in his way better delivery, but his point with that is all of that you think you're doing to better yourself or to get some sort of a reading, or you're tapping into something that's not God.
Mm-hmm. On top of that, if you're spending 8 to 10, 12 plus hours, I'm even going to include this. I'm going to include running in this, running or working out.
Mm-hmm.
And you're either not listening to, something that's uplifting while you're doing it, or, praying because you can pray while you're doing it.
Yeah.
Or, your goal is, I just want to look better. I mean, there's an aspect of, yes, you should take care of yourself. And there's an aspect of, I want to see what my body can do. Yes. But you need to be very careful that you're not making yourself and your physical peak an idol.
Yeah.
And that's something that that was off the cuff. That was free.
I like it though. Yeah, it's vanity, and just remembering why you're doing it is for overall betterment and to live a healthier life. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So, dude, there's so much to talk about this.
I know. So, I guess the elephant in the room is why this kind of why I texted you.
Yeah. So,
why I felt that idols should be talked about, and this is where I think we'll upset some people, but it's important to remember that we're talking about a political person. We're talking about a person. We're not talking about God or Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Whether he wants to depict himself like that or not.
Jeez.
I know there's no way around it, but I think it is important as Christians to talk about it and to draw the line in the sand where, like, I haven't heard him like apologize about it or anything. So if you're not familiar, you can look it up for yourself. But there was a post. It's an AI generated picture. Okay.
Yep.
And it was shared, and it is of Trump surrounded by a bunch of people that are service members, whether they're doctors, whatever. And he is depicted as Jesus, and he's healing somebody. He shared it. It was proven he did say that. Unfortunately. And it was just a miss. It was a miss. And it's important to point out that it was a mockery, in my opinion.
The target, he's way over here.
It was a mess. It was in poor taste as a Christian to see it.
Yeah.
I felt that it was at the very least, if it's not mocking Jesus, it was an idol. It was putting himself in a Messiah type image, which is not what he is. He's a politician. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's important to remember that people are just people, and we should not idolize any man.
No. Doesn't matter what they're doing. Even if that man is Martin Luther King Jr. or Abraham Lincoln, it could be the Pope.
Oh, that's a good.
We're gonna get in trouble.
I actually, we gotta talk about that one though, because it is. I had to Google. I was like, why is it not looked at like idol worship in the Catholic faith? And basically, it's because he's like a holy father. He's like as close to God as somebody could get, is the way that a Catholic looks at it.
Yeah.
I personally, it's a little too close. You know what I mean? So, but before we get too far, what were your thoughts on that? Just to button it up, because people will get upset about it. And just to keep in mind, we are conservative. Him and I are. I'm not going to speak for you, but
no, I'm very very. I don't want to say far right. I am on the right side of politics. Okay, I'm conservative. Not left and right. I hate the terms left and right.
Yeah, it's not left and right. It's more like and I wouldn't even say I'm always conservative. I'm traditional, like in my family structure, and like I'm very like traditional mind frame. I also like people to just, if they want to live their lives, you know, it's not my problem.
I'm not gonna come into your house and tell you how to live your life. If you're doing
Exactly.
something behind closed doors and I don't know about it, I probably don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think that's okay. I mean,
I'll pray about you.
Yeah, I'll pray for you. But like, unless you're harming somebody else, I think that's, you know, you can talk about, you know, so where I'm not even gonna say the word because it's gonna, just people are like, "Rah!" But it's like, you know, they're, you know, as long as you're not harming somebody else, I don't care.
That's how that him. Yeah, Isaac and I agree a lot on that. Yeah. But you know, we're both we lean that way. Yeah. So that's not where we're coming from a political side of things.
It's because we read this word.
Yeah. Strictly from the Bible, it says a lot about mocking and not mocking and not portraying yourself as the Messiah is like a big no-no.
And that's really what it is you're putting yourself, even if you didn't intend to, it makes people look at it and go, oh, he's portraying himself as Christ, as a messianic figure, as the anointed one of God. And to a degree, I mean, you know, there's a verse that says, I didn't look this up. I just thought of this now. I should have looked it up earlier. But it talks about how all leaders are, you know, appointed by God.
I read it. I read it thinking about this podcast and what I was going to say here. And I should have put a sticky note in it, but I do remember. I might have been Galatians. Is it in Galatians?
Yeah, is it? I feel like it was a bit weird. Hold on, I've got Galatians open in my other Bible.
But I did read about it because it was an important thing with my job.
Yeah.
I actually read a little bit about like verses in the Bible that would like portray to like authority and also like, you know, police officers and things like that. I felt that it was important to read that in the Bible to know like what did God think about professions that were in control of people, because it inherently kind of feels weird as a Christian to be like I could take somebody's like freedom away is a weird concept. So I wanted to read about it and get knowledge as it.
And to speak to that, it's well, that was loud. I don't know if you guys heard that.
Yeah.
It's, you need order in a society, and you can't not have order in some way. You know, whether you have a police force, a police force kind of just makes sense. But, you know, whether it's a government police force or whether it's a private police force, you kind of get a different finagling of like, you know, you're going to get favoritism, and that's not good.
Yeah.
And then we saw that, you know, throughout history. You look at, like, you know, Jim Crow South, you know, they had government police forces, but they were basically private police forces in a lot of cases. It's like,
which can lead to unfair treatment.
That's the whole problem.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to have some sort of order. Man, we're going on a rabbit trail.
It happens.
But it's like you need to have order in society, and that's okay. And you need to have structure in society. And if you don't have structure and order in society, you don't have laws and rules that people have to follow.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a society, you have a mess. And
100%.
You know, the Constitution is, honestly, actually, I watched a short on this recently. It was the greatest document ever written. And not great. Sorry, the Bible is the greatest document. You know, like the greatest like legal document.
I knew what you were saying.
You're like,
that was like me earlier when I was like, my favorite book is this, and then you're like, well, the Bible, and I was like, well, yeah. I mean, I'm talking written recently. I guess.
Written not by God. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, the bar is high, so
the bar's way up here, man.
Yeah.
No, but in all seriousness, it's like respect authority figures. It's, you know, and you know, with the whole everybody, you know, with all ICE and all that, it's like, you know, it's, let them do their job and, you know, seek legal channels.
Mm-hmm.
You know, go about it legally. And you know, if it's, and there's some aspects, you know, where there might be instances where, you know, someone should not be being arrested, and you're like, wait, hold on, this is unjust. Why is this person being arrested? Then, you know, that's protest that. But if someone is here illegally, I mean, and they, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that anymore. I'm done. But yeah, so if regardless of whether you voted for Trump or not, um, if you are putting his word and it's making or breaking your day, or really anybody's word is making or breaking your day, if the news is making or breaking your day, if Israel is making or breaking your day, guess what? You've just made politics an idol in your life. You've made world news an idol in your life. You need to stop. You need to get back in the book. This book right here. Yes, I've got two of them. One's over there, one's here, and actually I have a third one right here. Yeah. I think two
It
of them in the
happens.
same version too, which is
You know what? That
feels silly,
that is the perfect bow on it though. I think a
yeah.
lot of people make everyday news and everyday world problems, they make it an idol in their life. And they worship it and they let it consume them, and it's not healthy. So I agree. That was a perfect way to get the heck out of there.
Yeah. Well, like I don't even watch the news.
Yeah.
Because one, it's all depressing. All they show is the most, and this is happening, and this is happening. It's like, okay, great.
And sometimes it's not even true. I mean, we should say sometimes they paint everything with rose colored glasses, or they make it not real. You know, like that's why I looked up 4 times if the image was even real, because I was like, is this real? And then he talked about it, and I was like, okay, well, he admitted that he did it. Yeah. So and that's why I texted you about it, because I'm like, I had to make sure it was real, because unfortunately everything's AI now, and we live in this world, and AI is almost its own being. So it's almost its own. It's going to be an idol. You know what I mean?
We'll have a whole talk about that.
AI is, I mean, and
Stay
it's
tuned.
and the thing that's crazy about that, we need to,
I
we'll
know, dude, AI
because we use AI. Everybody, this
Yeah.
program that we're on right now probably has AI. You know, so it's.
I'm sure. Oh, actually, yeah, we have used it too, but we've used it to
make our short videos, right?
It'll cut clips, which is nice.
Yeah, I mean,
But
it helps if you use it as a tool. I guess it's no different than a drill. It's just once it becomes sentient or whatever, that's a red. That's not good.
Or when you're making art of yourself as Jesus, that's wrong. Really.
I mean, I just would never do that. I just can't even bring myself to do. That's the problem I have.
I've got a surprise for you at some point. I don't know if I should tell you about an hour later. So,
okay.
Should I tell you now? Do you want to know about now, or should I do it on the podcast, or should I do it later?
Do it on the podcast. Why not?
Okay, so I am hiring somebody to make proper, beautiful artwork for our YouTube channel, banner, and Spotify.
Like a real person, not
a
AI.
real person, not an AI. We have some like placeholder stuff, and so there's a college student that goes to the seminary that is attached to the college that she goes to. Really sweet girl, and she's like, yeah, I'm a digital design major. I was like, wait. What? I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, wait, you. I was like, wait, hold on. I was like, I have proposition for you. Or I think I said it really awkwardly. I was like, I think I said I have a proposal for you. I was like, not that proposal. I was like, I'm not trying.
That's great.
I was like, I'm not trying to marry you, nothing. No, that's not it at all. I was like, you're a bit young. I just have a business proposal. And so she was like, oh, and I was like, yeah. So Buddy and I, we run a podcast, and I would love it if you could make us, some actual nice art, because the stuff we have up now is just, I mean, like,
AI.
a few minutes. Yeah. So I'm like, and I hate the fact that it's AI. And I'm like, no, I want like a real artist to do something.
I love that.
So yeah,
I love that. That is actually, that made my night. That was
good. I'm glad.
Because and it helps out another artist. You know what I mean? It helps out somebody who's trying to get started, and we can give them credit on our channel.
Absolutely.
For the people that watch, and which is just a beautiful thing. So
yeah. So
let's read another verse. You got another verse to read, or do you want me to?
I've got so many.
I got so many too.
I think we should go back to what still applies to Christians today.
Yeah.
Because actually I've been learning about this in my theology classes, about what parts of the law of Moses, which really the only things that really apply to the Christian now, just this is a sidebar, there are 9 of the 10 commandments that really still apply to the Christian today. The only one that doesn't technically apply is the Sabbath, but you should probably take a Sabbath. Take a rest. I think we've done an episode on rest, haven't we? No, we haven't yet. We should do an episode on rest. And it'll just be a black screen.
Yeah. That would be hilarious.
Just uploads an episode on rest.
We're actually not here. We're not here right now. So the Sabbath doesn't apply. So I haven't made it. So the Sabbath, because Jesus broke the Sabbath, correct?
He did not. They broke the Pharisaical extra crazy rules on the Sabbath of you can't only walk this many steps.
Got it.
No,
because I thought he healed on Sunday, or
he did, but he was doing good. He was doing something
that's okay,
good and worthwhile. Yeah, that's fine.
I didn't know if that counted as work.
He's God. He does what he wants.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. I thought that was one of the things that the Jewish people or the leaders were upset about, but that I could be mistaken.
Jesus is upending the status quo. That's basically his whole.
I loved. What did you say the one time? You said he's the ultimate.
Oh gosh, I forget. Oh, I was gonna write it down too. And
I know that was really good. You were like, he's the ultimate.
I think I texted you it, right?
Mover or something. The ultimate shaker of. Because it was just great. It was great. You'll have to look that up. See if you can come up
find it.
But the one thing I was looking at. Because it kind of goes back to the tarot cards and stuff. It says take heeds. So it says this is Deuteronomy 11:16. I can never say that word. Mm-hmm. Take heed to yourselves, lest your heart be deceived, and you turn aside and serve other gods and worship them. I just love that from Deuteronomy, because I spent so much time, as you know, when you go through the Old Testament.
Oh yeah,
the people, the kind folks listening, they know. You spend some time in Deuteronomy, Leviticus, Numbers. That's where you really separate.
Yep. You fall asleep half for the Numbers because it's all names. It's not all names, but
you know what though? It's really cool. And this is something I never would have understood, because I've always heard that the names are tough to get through.
Yeah.
But then I'll get to the later parts if I'm reading it in a chronological, in how it happened. Mm-hmm. And I'm noticing names. I'm like the son of this person. I'm like, I remember. Yeah. Which is great, which is cool. It's like it just builds on itself, which is genius. It's so great.
I have no idea where to even look for this.
You're good. So back to modern day.
So modern day. So love God, love people, and that's basically that's actually a really good summation of the 10 Commandments. Or the commandments that we need to follow. Mm-hmm. So the first 2 of the 10 Commandments are in Exodus 23-6. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to read them real quick. This is from the ESV, the ESV. For those. You shall have no other gods before me. Commandment. That's Commandment 1. Commandment 2. You shall not make for yourself a carved image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them or serve them. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers on the children to the 3rd and 4th generation of those who hate me, but showing steadfast love to thousands of those who love me and keep my commandments. So, quick note on that. If you hate God and you're got idols all over the place in your life, you're cursed. Your kids are cursed. 3 generations are cursed. It's like, geez, that's tough. But if you steadfastly hold to God, and this is, I don't necessarily know that I would say this applies now, but you can kind of see it though, in breaking generational sin. God's love, He's going to bless you. He's going to bless your kids. He's going to bless your kids' kids, and so on and so forth. As long as you are focusing on Him, and this is not, I'm not saying you're going to get monetary blessing. It's not what I'm saying. You're not necessarily going to be rich. Don't make Him an idol on money. So help me. We're going to talk deep about money in a minute.
Well,
Yeah.
you know my struggles with the financials, but it's and it is tough. But then
Wow.
I look at like the other day, I was just like super content and happy with my life, and I was
Yeah.
like, this is God's blessing.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't dread going to work every day.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Yeah.
coming home to my family. Like I love having a house. It's not a huge house, but it's a house. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
have 2 kids. I have a wife. Like I am immensely blessed. You
You
know what
have
I'm
two
saying?
awesome kids and a
I know they're pretty
fantastic
great.
wife. Like
Yes.
like this man is raising his kids so you're over here. This man is raising his kids so well. He sent me a video earlier of he and one of his daughters watching Lord of the Rings. I'm like, this man is like living the dream. Like it was probably I do not doubt at all. It was your daughter's idea to watch that movie.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, she said I was like, "What do you want to do for your birthday?" Because it's her birthday Sunday, and she's like, "I want to watch The Return of the King. Can we do my nails and can we get pizza?" And I was like, "Deal. Say
Done.
less."
Sold.
I was like, "Friday night, I'm in."
You're like,
So
that's it?
she likes The Return of the King because she says that everything kind of comes together,
Yeah.
which it does. And then she loves the spider scene. I don't know why.
Really?
I think she's scared of the spider, and it like it's
Oh,
she
she likes
conquers her
it.
fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's
Dang.
5, so I think she likes to conquer
Your kid's
that
amazing.
fear. Yeah, and then she today she said she doesn't fully understand everything. She's like, I don't understand, and then we'll get back to the topic. She's like, I don't understand why Gandalf would attack his cousin, and I'm like, you mean Saruman? I was like, I guess they're all wizards.
I've never thought of them. I mean, because
They are from, but
they're
she's never read the books, so I don't know how she
no.
came up with that. But they're
She's
kind of related, right?
yeah, they are because they're both
Yeah,
Maiar, and that's the whole thing. And that's wow,
yeah, yeah. She's like, why
that's a
would he
really good.
attack his cousin? I just thought it was fun. I was like, honey, that's a great question. I don't have the answer.
It's kind of like explain Lord of the Rings badly to me, but
Mm-hmm.
it's really good at the same time.
Yeah, she's awesome. This is like the 4th time we watched.
Dude,
It's a lot.
your kids are amazing.
Yeah, they're good. They're good
All
little
right.
kids. But going back, that's
Yeah,
the blessing.
idolatry.
Idolatry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't actually. Saruman made an idol out of power. I'm bringing it back in.
Yes.
So Saruman made an idol out of power. He wanted power, and guess what happened? He got knifed in the back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, in the movie, in the book, something else happens. But
yeah,
that's spoilers.
It's always like that. Yep.
If you haven't watched or read The Lord of the Rings at this point, dude, shame on you. Go watch it.
Yeah, no, you're missing. You missed our last episode, obviously.
Yeah, you need to go back and watch that episode. Go watch The Lord of the Rings, and then come watch this episode.
There is 7 episodes. Yeah, it's a ton of good stuff. No, but we appreciate you guys.
We do.
Yeah, there's so much in Deuteronomy. I took so much notes on that.
Oh yeah, no, Deuteronomy is crazy. I mean,
Leviticus
and Deuteronomy are just
it's a lot about it. You know, because Deuteronomy at 28:36.
Ooh, good one.
Yeah, I don't know if you wanted to get there, but
go for it. You can read it.
It says,
the
Lord will bring you and the king whom you set over you to a nation which neither you nor your fathers have known, and there you shall serve other gods, wood and stone. So they make idols out of they carve. So that kind of foreshadows what happens in what I've been reading in Judges, and if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. But what I've been reading, because they turn the Israel people, they basically turn their back on God quite a bit, and then they get punished for it for years and years and years.
Yep.
Multiple times, and they do it by worshiping other gods. They get sucked into following foreign gods, and so it's foreshadowed in Deuteronomy, and then it happens in Judges quite a bit, which is pretty cool to see.
Yeah,
pretty cool to see what happens if you do worship idols. You know,
the Judges cycle, and then so what Deuteronomy is talking about is the eventual exile. Which happens later on, but And it's because they had idols, and they had made idols of, they're like, they had made idols of their status in the land. They had made like literal idols. They had Asherah poles.
Mm-hmm.
They had altars to Baal. They had altars to um, Marduk. That's the one.
Yeah.
Like, you've got all of these idols. God doesn't want to share your attention with other things. Like, yeah, you can, you can go on runs, you can work out, you can play video games, read books, and
Yeah.
like, but it's like your focus your overall focus, big picture focus, should be towards getting to know deeper, on a deeper level, God.
100%. I love it. I love it. Yeah. I was just reading, and then I'll let you do one. So it's, I believe it's Psalms 115.
Oh no, you're good.
115:4, and it says, "Their idols are silver and gold, the work of men's hands, and they're perishable."
Yeah.
I love that, because that just reminds me of those, how we buy cell phones every year. They're made of men's hands and they're perishable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't buy phones every year, but
neither do I.
But that just reminds me of like all these people building a wooden idol. Like, what's going to happen to that? And it's not going to be around forever.
This also applies to, let's see, I'm just going to say politicians again. Whether it's Bernie Sanders, Trump, AOC, any of them, they can all be idols.
Any of them, yeah.
The news. This is going to hurt some people's feelings. Josh, you might want to plug your ears. Sports and athletes. Yeah. If you're so obsessed, and it's okay to be like, like to know all the stats and all that. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. But if your week or your day is made or broken by a sports team's performance that you have, I think it's kind of funny. Like, because, as sports fans, we're like, oh, man, we did real great last week. Or, oh, man, we really could have. It's like, wait, I didn't know you were on the team.
I mean, that's a great point.
I was like, wait, hold on. Y'all are on the... I was like, wait. And Josh and I are both Bills fans. But it's like, if I refer to the Bills as we, then that means that I am part of the Bills, like they're...
And not collecting
their infrastructure.
Yeah,
I'm like,
not. Yeah.
I'm not. Like... So, just be wary of, like, be like, oh, yeah.
See, that's a great one, because I'm guilty of this. Like, and I'll be the first to admit when I do things wrong. I am super guilty of at least for like 20 minutes after a Bills loss. I have gotten better as I've gotten older, but man, am I miserable for a little bit. I need to go stand outside, think about it, and then come back. And it's very true, though, because I put so much mind energy and my heart into watching it.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be that important,
It is okay to be emotionally invested in something. It's okay to be disappointed. Like, that's, it's perfectly fine. But, and like, 20 minutes is, that's a flash in the pan. Like, you're doing fine.
Yeah, I'm reasonable now.
Like,
there was a time when it would ruin an entire day.
Oh yeah. No, like there was a teacher in the high school that I went to that you could tell whether the Bills won or lost by his mood for the rest of the week. And I'm like,
yeah, I believe it.
That's not okay.
Yeah.
You are letting someone else's, like, at that point you've made an idol out of
Josh Allen. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and it wasn't even... Josh Allen wasn't even around back then. This is back when the Bills stunk. So I was like, why would you even make an idol out of a team that is not going to succeed?
Yeah.
And like, Josh Allen's amazing, but they still lose sometimes.
Yeah.
They lost to the Patriots this year twice.
Well, they're people.
Yeah.
They're the same as you and I. They're just really good at playing a sport.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're sinners. They're the same.
Yeah. And some of them are Christians.
Yeah.
Please do not make the Christians into idols either. Oh man. But on top of that, so just continue. I'm just gonna go down the rest of my list here because I might as well at this point. Um, if you're making an idol out of the stars and going, well, the stars really care about me. I'm a Pisces, and I was born on the waxing moon, and well, this stone here gives me greatest of energy, and it takes all the bad spirits out of me.
It's demonic.
That's demonic. Like Philip Anthony Mitchell was quoted earlier. It's like if you're a Christian, especially if you're a Christian, if you're not a Christian watching this, I'm like, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
And for bearing with us for as long as you've borne with us. But we're not trying to, we're trying to speak to Christians here for the most part. And if something strikes a chord with you and you're like, oh, like, that's interesting. And even like non-Christians, you have to realize it's like you're letting stuff ruin your week. Or like if you're looking at your astrological sign, it's like, well, it's like, well, the stars say today that you're going to meet this such and such. The stars don't have any impact.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah.
I'm like, every single last, like, it ain't happening. I'm sorry. Yeah, any of that mysticism, like, it's false gods, it's demons. It's almost never right, or it's so general. It's never right, really. Or it's so and when it is right, it's so general that like you can't put any weight on it. It does not hold any weight. It's like those bridges we used to make back in like the class, the classes with the little tiny sticks, and nobody can make a bridge that would actually work.
I do remember that. Yeah.
I was like, I can't remember what class it was. I keep wanting to say home ec, but that's not right.
Mm-hmm.
And then
before you go on, because you
you're good. Actually, the rest of these actually should wait because there's verses that go along with these. So
okay, are you touching on false teachers?
Ooh, no, we got to do a whole podcast on that.
That's gonna have to be a whole podcast.
Yeah, no, that's
I was just wondering
so much. Oh, yeah, I mean, we can touch on it today
and then do a podcast. But I was just thinking of, as you said that, I was thinking of like maybe there is somebody out there that isn't a Christian yet, and then I was reminded of 28:19, quite literally what that means for Philip Anthony Mitchell's church he started is Matthew 28:19, and it says, "Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit." And his message with that is maybe there is somebody lost that's listening to this.
Yeah.
You're probably miserable, and we probably made you upset along the way, but just know that you are loved by Jesus, and you can do what you want to do, and if you choose to follow God, He has not forgotten you. He knows your name, So
He knows your name. He knows how many hairs are on the top of your head. Mm-hmm. He knows how many freckles are on your right butt cheek. He knows everything. He
made you. He loves you. So
he loves you so much that he sent his son, like himself, came down, like part of himself came down, lived for 30 years, got betrayed by one of his 12 closest friends, which is crazy.
Sad.
Was whipped, beaten, and like crown of thorns. And I keep seeing this thing on Facebook about like the crown of thorns was not just like a like a little circlet. No, it was like a full on, like it was a crown, and they had beat him that onto his head. Like they whipped him with a cat of nine tails. Like you could see his internal organs. Like, it was bad. Like the fact that he didn't die just from the whipping that he received, like the whipping and beating he received before he got to the cross. I've been working my way through Seeking Allah, Finding Jesus. And one of the biggest things that Muslims say is that people can't prove that the crucifixion actually, and that Christ actually died on the cross. It's like, no, the fact that he made it to the cross was a miracle. He had to carry his own cross. They got another guy to help. And he still almost probably died on the way. They, nailed him, and they're like, "Oh, he died so quick." It's like, did you not read everything that happened before?
I mean,
Yeah.
It's sad.
Yeah, died on the cross, buried. 3 days later, up from the grave he arose. Like
I can't wait till like he comes
so
back and every knee will bow.
oh yeah, and every tongue is going to confess,
That'll be awesome.
regardless of whether you want to accept it now or not. You are going to accept it eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Just think about that.
Yeah.
So we have more things to talk about.
Yes. Take it away, Isaac.
All right, so I'm gonna take us to Matthew.
Oh, I'm already there. Look at that.
I'm actually gonna read. I'll come back to this one. This one can wait. This one I'll put a glove in this. Quite literally a glove.
I got my notes in Matthew, so I read a lot of Matthew this past.
Over here. Where am I at?
I always forgot that when I had texted you that the crown of thorns though symbolized the curse of creation in Genesis. That's what, according to Philip Anthony Mitchell, he said that was that, and then he took us back to Genesis. He read it, and then the nakedness represented the sin of man in the garden. Yeah. So when he's being crucified, he's naked, he's spit on. They put the crown of thorns on it, and the crown is made of thorns from like thistles from the curse that was put on us from Genesis, from what happened in the garden.
The type of vine that they used to make the crown of thorns, it was not, actually we talked about this as well. Like the nails were not this big. The thorns were like, oh geez, what's going on?
You did it. You did that to yourself. But
they were like this. They were
long,
3 or 4 inches. Like this was not a nice like. Okay,
it was probably miserable.
It was miserable. I can't imagine. Okay, there it goes a little bit.
They're like these little sugar-free sodas. They're good.
Nice,
healthy.
So Matthew 6.
All right.
Let's see if it'll zoom out.
I'm there. That was easy.
There we go. Okay, beautiful. All right. So Matthew 6, 19 through 24. Do not lay up for yourselves treasures on earth where moth and rust destroy and where thieves break in and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven where neither moth nor rust destroy and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. The eye is the lamp of the body. So if your eye is healthy, your body will be full of light. But if your eye is bad, your whole body will be full of darkness. If then the light in you is darkness, how great is the darkness? No one can serve 2 masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and money, or mammon, if you have a different version. So what does that mean?
Yeah, I have mammon in mind because I'm reading the NKJV.
I think it's a good version. I like the NKJV. So
interesting. I highlighted that. I missed that in my studies. That's good.
You cannot serve God and money because you either have God on the throne of your life or you have money on the throne of your life. And if money is on the throne of your life, guess who's not on the throne of your life? God. Because guess what? He ain't sharing no throne with the dollar bills. Or with the bills. Ooh,
I see what you did there. No, but that's I love that though. That was actually that was good. That really put it into perspective, And that's Jesus talking.
The definition that comes up from Blue Letter Bible, not a sponsor, probably never be.
Check them out though.
Yeah, they're great. Love their app. If you or logos, either one. So the strong definition, so it's memonos, and it's of Chaldean origin, is confidence, i.e. wealth personified, avarice, deified. So it's basically, it's making, it's envy for money. There we go. Avarice is desire for money, but deified. So it's literally just like a money god, which is you're making money into a god. So if you're making money to a god, you're doing it wrong. Like we talked about earlier, it's like if you're making stuff into a god, you've made money into a god.
Yeah,
that's just how it works.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow.
So And that money is one of the hardest ones, because how often are we so worried about,
The next paycheck.
the next paycheck, bills that we're gonna have to pay, or going on vacation, or like retirement. It's like, it'll work out. I mean, yes, proverb says that a man plans, and makes
and
provision for his kids and his grandkids, but at the same time, it's like, if you're making those steps, you're putting a little bit away for retirement or whatever, like, that's all you can really do. Just trust the process.
Yeah.
You look like you got something to say over there.
No, I was getting comfy on the couch, and I sunk in, and I was like, I'm really far from the mic.
This mic is way over there.
Yeah, I actually despise the people that not despise them. I shouldn't say that, but that do the videos, and they're always like, they're holding their mic. Like, you don't have you have a stand. Like, just move.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing? They do that though. The people do that. But I love that. I highlighted that though, because that was brilliant. Yeah. I love that. It's so cool. It's so cool how much is in here on just one topic.
Just about a dollar. I mean, I think I wrote down 1, 2, 3, 4, like well over 10. Just because I was like, I mean, and we could hit any of them, and they would all. I mean, anything out of Paul. Like, Paul almost always writes about idolatry and false teaching.
Yeah.
Because idolatry is a massive issue back then. It's still a massive issue. They were talking more like other gods. We're realizing, oh, it's not just other gods. And he wasn't just talking about other gods. It's like, you can be anything.
Yeah.
And so to call back to stuff that we were talking about earlier, those good things that you can, be desiring, that you can be making an idol out of, a relationship, having kids, your kids in general. I mean, Josh's kids are great, but if he's making an idol out of his kids, and they should be important. They should be a very important part of your life. You got to be taking care of them, and you should love them. But there's a difference between love and making something or someone an idol. And that's what I think. That's what we're trying to get at, is that, like, do I love the person Trump as a human being? I mean, well, I don't really know. Yes, as as a Christian, I love him as as a person. Do I love everything he does? Do I like everything he does? No. If you like, actually, this is a good point for a quote that I've got.
Do you think he's a good Christian?
No.
Me either.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I mean,
not that I guess that there's not a good and a bad. I don't think he is a Christian.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's a Christian or not. I don't think he's living out his faith very well, but I don't want to. I don't like to make a good judgment call.
Yeah.
There's. I mean, I don't really. And part of the problem is I'm not around him every day.
No. And we don't know him.
News, yeah,
that's the other thing.
And all of the news we see is negative. So it's like, unless it's Fox News, it's like, well, most of the news that's going to come out about him is going to be negative in some light.
True. Very true. Yeah. And we don't know him personally.
Yeah. If you don't know somebody personally, it's like, you really can't make a case of
whether they are
person's, not or yes or not a Christian. It's like, there are a lot of celebrities that hide their faith. Not hide their faith, but they're not like super outspoken. People are like, oh, they're not good Christians. It's like, who are you to say that?
That's a good point.
It's like,
touche. Yeah.
It's like, you don't get to, judge someone based on their relationship with God. It's like, that's between them and God in the end.
I love it. I love that answer. This is great. This is why I love the podcast, because I'll say something and you're like, I don't know.
I'm like,
that's great.
Where'd that? Oh, that I need to. If you're so, this is a Tim Keller quote. Tim Keller, great author and speaker. Had a lot of really solid quotes. This one though, if your God never disagrees with you, you might just be worshiping an idealized version of yourself.
Oh.
So, if you think that everything you do, so what that to me means is that if you think everything you're doing is right, and God's not pushing back, that's because you've basically told God, I'm doing it my way. I don't care what you say. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do whatever I want. And he's going to go, okay, when you're ready to come talk, I'm here. But he's not going to try to talk to you. He's not going to, he's going to stand at the door and knock. But if you don't open the door, he's not going to come in.
No.
He's a very polite God. Oh, I think I remember kind of what, oh gosh. It's on the tip of my tongue about what I said about Jesus. Jesus being like the ultimate. Shoot.
I do remember what you were saying. That's what I was like.
It's related to that because Jesus is the ultimate. I don't remember.
But I just was thinking about because you had said that another little quote I found was it was from Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow is great.
He said anything. So this is how he defines idolatry. He says anything that takes precedence over a relationship with God, such as success, money, fame, or even people pleasing. Which reminds me of what you were saying about like having a relationship that you're putting above God.
Yeah.
You're trying to please that person more than you are trying to get closer to God.
Exactly. And I think that we need to be in how polarized our nation is. We need to be very, not us, but in general, you need to be gracious with people and know that they're not going to think the same as you.
No.
I mean, Josh and I agree on a lot of things, but there are things that are going to come up. And I already know what they think, at least one of them, that are going to come up and we're going to be like, I don't know about that.
Which one is that?
I don't know if I want to bring it up right now. I think we're going to disagree on homeschooling or not homeschooling.
That'll probably be something we definitely.
There'll be a little bit of a dispute in that, but it won't be like crazy. Halloween.
Oh, I do love Halloween. I do. So the more I have done research on we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
we'll talk. That'll be a good one.
Because
I've done research on what Halloween is.
Yeah.
So now I know why somebody would feel the way you do. But it's also fun with my kids.
It is, and don't get me wrong in that regard. But I love the day after. Because Halloween is All Hallows Eve, and then the next day is All Saints Day. Technically, it's a Catholic. Oh, actually, we should probably talk about the Pope.
Yeah, let's talk about the Pope. Because maybe you can educate me on why it would, because I am kind of at a loss of why it wouldn't be putting somebody up as basically a Christ-like figure.
I honestly think for most Catholics it is.
Okay.
I think for a lot of just, run-of-the-mill Catholics, and I had a longtime buddy, you know him. We're not going to mention any names though.
Yeah.
He's listening. He knows who he is.
Yeah.
Hi. Thanks for watching.
My own wife is Catholic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that there's a lot of just run-of-the-mill Catholics that just take whatever the Pope says without any wait, what? And I think that's dangerous. Yeah. If you're not reading this book, you ain't doing it right. That's not Christianity.
There's not a Catholic person I know that reads it themselves.
Yeah.
If you might not have ever been to a Catholic mass, but they have a book that's it's got abbreviated.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just certain passages.
Yep.
It's not the whole book. And that's what they read. So they read certain chapters.
I think
They might have a Catholic Bible, and I think it's called something else.
Well, it has the Apocrypha in it, which is
yeah. But in the church,
they
don't read the Bible.
And the funny thing is, a lot of priests and deacons and all that recommend you read the Bible. They want you to, which I'm like, great, awesome. And I'm not trying to dig on the Catholic Church or Catholics in general. I'm just saying, it's kind of y'all, you guys might be idolizing a man. And Mary, the whole co-redemptrix thing that, co-redemptrix. Wow, that word is hard.
Yeah. So just be careful You're just saying the moral of that is be careful with that. Make sure that we remember that it's a church leader.
Yeah, he is the leader of the Catholic Church, but that does not make him any more important than anybody else on the face of the earth. And he's just as prone to sinning. And it does not make him any closer to God than you or I. People think he is, but he's not.
Yeah.
And that's, that's part of the teaching of the Catholic Church. And I'm like, maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not what
they don't believe that he can talk to God, correct?
Well, I mean, we all can talk to God, but what do you mean?
You know what I'm saying? Like
direct line,
God yeah.
Like red phone calling the president.
Yeah.
Talking to God.
Yeah. I think
they believe that he can. Oh gosh, I used to know this really well.
I got to research more about it because I'm just interested. I do want to do more research on because I don't understand it because I was raised different, and then the church I go to now is different.
Yeah,
and it's not Catholic. So I just was interested to know like the because I could have swore I read something like that he is basically the closest. They believe that he is as closest to God than anyone can be.
Because he's the Pope.
Yes, which I get what you're saying is not it's just simply not possible.
Yeah, no,
unless
Jesus
no
comes closer back than any of us. Yeah, he's supposed to be the stand-in for Christ on earth right now until Christ comes back.
Yeah, so I'd be careful with that.
Yeah, that's like, to me that sounds like a red flag.
Yeah, too much.
And there are wonderful and amazing Catholics. I've got friends that are Catholics, and I have mad respect for y'all. But it's like, and I do appreciate the high liturgy, but it's not everything.
Yeah,
and I think
I appreciate the way they worship, like their buildings and glory, and they put a lot of glory to God. You know what I mean? Like in their imagery and the way that in their services, like I'm not at all bashing on them either. That is an important thing to bring up the Pope himself. So
we're just talking about the Pope, and that's specifically right now. We could do a deep dive into like Catholic theology and all that at some point, but I don't. I mean,
is the seminary you're at, is it Catholic or not?
No. Okay. No, I would be wearing much different clothing. Actually, if I'm not doing seminary things, I guess. No, it's not. It's a non-denom or Charis Fellowship or something. I don't know. It's a good school. I like it.
Yeah, good. A lot of work, I'm sure.
So much reading. So much reading.
Yeah.
So what are, real quick, Psalm 37:4. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Commit your ways to the Lord, trust in him, and he will act. He will bring forth your righteousness as the light and your justice as the noonday. So I probably read more than I needed to. So I don't think that, God just gives you whatever you want. That's not what it says. This is saying that if you're focusing on God and putting him where he belongs and not having an idol before him, he's going to bless you. He loves that. And again, this does not mean you can't read books, that you can't play video games, that you can't go work out, and you can't have, a desire to be married. These are all, they're all fine things, especially like, wanting to be married, to having kids is a great thing. God loves that. Especially when you raise your kids right in the Lord. It's amazing. Like Josh is doing a great job. Good. Cannot sing your praises enough in that regard. You're doing great.
It's a daily thing you got to keep working at too. Just make sure you're the best dad you can. But I'm pretty sure God said it's in here. Go forth and
multiply, fill the earth, take dominion. That's in Genesis. It's repeated in Genesis. There's a command to go forth, subdue the earth, and to multiply and subdue the earth, given to Adam. And then it's just go forth and multiply from Noah after the flood. He's like, I've already subdued the earth with the flood, so you can, not do that.
Do your thing.
Which is funny. We need to be focused on God and be praying throughout and that's the big thing, is like praying throughout your day is a great way to focus on God. Like pray pray all the time.
Oh yeah, I did a deep dive recently on fasting and prayer, and just like getting closer to God through that, and just praying and fasting, and how many times it's brought up in the Bible, and like, I mean, even in Matthew, and just being at peace with that, and praying about it and getting closer to God, and you'll start to notice a difference in your life. It's inevitable. So.
And please, for the love of God, for the love of your families, please do not try to do like a crazy long. Just please do not try to jump into a crazy long fast if you're doing fasting. Yeah. We'll do a fasting episode at some point. We'll talk about that. But
I would like to do that.
Start with fasting a meal, and then do a day. If you have like dietary stuff, or like your body's like crazy, and talk to a doctor.
Don't do 20 days off the rip.
Do not do 20 days. Bad idea. And in all seriousness, like, there's some people are like, yeah, I did 40 days of fasting. I'm like, no, that's just dumb. That you don't need to be doing 40 days of fasting. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just water. That's
yeah.
I mean, it is impressive to read, though. Like, I mean, like the people in the Bible that have done it, and I'm just like,
Jesus did it, but
that's what I mean. Yeah, no.
I mean, he's God. So, Yeah.
Different.
Yeah. He's different than you.
Yeah. So
he lives in you. Actually,
no, I think the most I've done so far, because I was going to try to do 3 days.
Yeah.
But I ended up just I ate dinner, but I fasted breakfast and lunch, and then I just drank water throughout the day, and then I would eat with my family, and then I would stop eating at like 6 o'clock, and then I again didn't eat again until 6. So that's all I did. But that to me was a good starting point. Drink water, eat 1 meal a day, and I lost a little weight, so it's good too.
Not a bad thing. You're looking good.
Appreciate it.
And that's the thing, is like, fasting can be done a whole different way, like a whole bunch of different ways. And there's like people like, oh, you need to be fasting like this for this, but I'm not even gonna go down rabbit trail, because
we should do on prayer. We'll bring prayer back. Prayer again, fasting,
prayer and fasting. Our next one is going to be false teachers, though. That'll be a good one.
That will be good. I love it.
Oh man, that'll be a great episode.
We still got to do. Have we done parenting?
No, not yet. That's a big one too.
Because you got
that'll be like a multimedia, multi-stage craziness. And we got to do a marriage. There's so many topics.
Oh yeah, we're good. Yeah. We got. This will not be the end. We got to think of a good one for 10.
Oh yeah.
Episode 10.
Oof.
So, but anything else you wanted to tie up for idols before we wrap it up and let
I've got a quote.
Okay.
From C.S. Lewis that I love.
Yeah.
That I grabbed from the internet. Images of the holy easily become holy images, sacrosanct. My idea of God is not a divine idea. It has to be shattered time after time. He shatters it himself. He is the great iconoclast. So it's a lot of words, some big words.
Love it.
So I should probably actually look up definitions for sacrosanct and iconoclast, so I don't screw this up.
Yeah, I don't know iconoclast.
I have a definition. It's one of those. I have a definition in my brain, but I don't want to say the wrong thing.
That's the problem. Yeah.
And I have that happen once, and I'm like, I should just double check. And it's always good to do. If you're not sure about something, look it up. It's okay to say I don't know.
Yes.
If it will ever tell me what things are. So, okay. Maybe.
C.S. Lewis.
We have liftoff. Wow. Wi-Fi is... Oh, it's tanking because I'm using all the Wi-Fi to...
I bet.
Do this. Maybe I should do this on my phone. Oh, no. Okay. So iconoclast. The definition of an iconoclast is a person who attacks or criticizes cherished beliefs or situations. So even with our image of what God is or who God is, needs to be upended a lot, because we can focus on one part of him or one part of so images of the holy, I'm just going to read this in a different way, easily become holy images, especially of a principle or place of routine, regarded as too important or valuable to be interfered with. So this kind of goes with the Pope being the basically the stand-in for Jesus. My idea of God is not a divine idea. It has to be shattered time after time. He shatters it himself. He is the great destroyer of images used in religious worship. So he will literally shatter our perceptions of him if they aren't right. And guess what? Our perceptions are lacking so much. And that's what he does. He's like, oh, hold on. I'm also amazing at this. And you're like, oh, didn't know that. So that's a big one.
He reels us back in.
Yeah. He goes, hey, stop it.
I love it.
It's like that. I think it's an old I think SNL sketch. It's like this guy's, he's like, I just need 5 minutes. He goes, stop it.
You know what, as you brought up C.S. Lewis, though, I was like, did Tolkien ever talk about idolatry?
Tolkien,
he didn't.
He didn't? You looked it up?
Yeah, Googled it, according to Google, though.
But
he used images in his works. Can you think of one?
Well, I mean, I already brought up Saruman and having power. True. I mean, Bilbo and the ring. Everybody in the ring.
The ring itself is the thing that they said. So Tolkien viewed the One Ring itself as a symbol of sin and idolatry.
Yeah.
As it represents the seductive, corrosive desire to control and dominate, ultimately separating the creature from the creator.
Yeah. Same thing with the 9 rings given to men. They all turned to ring wraiths because of that. The 7 dwarfs got greedy. So the dwarves love of money. They moved money an idol. They kept digging and digging. They found a Balrog.
Yeah.
Stopped digging.
And then men wanted the power.
Yeah, men wanted power. Elves just kind of said nope. Apparently, they're just like, elves.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, goofy elves. So yeah, I got one more quote that I want to share.
All right.
So it's just because I love the author. He's great. There is nothing so abominable in the eyes of man, or eyes of God and of men, as idolatry, whereby men render the creature that honor which is due only to the Creator.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's good. What author was that?
Blaise Pascal. I didn't say that, did I?
No. That's really
Pascal
good.
is great. Pascal is brilliant. And yeah, if you ever get a chance to read anything by him, it's well worth it. You will come away going, wow, that guy knows stuff. And he is eloquent.
Yeah, that was brilliant. I like the way that one was put together.
So yeah. So if you think you might have an idol in your life, it's like, I don't want to say it's okay, because it's not okay. But like, it's okay, you need to acknowledge it. You need to realize, oh, that's an idol.
Yeah.
And like, pray and ask God. I was like, hey, is there anything that's an idol in my life? Please bring it forward. And because idolatry is a sin.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say in the Bible it says to burn it.
Oh my goodness, I forgot my unforgivable sin thing. That whole thing that I was like, and honestly, to me, like how I read the unforgivable sin, and it's in Matthew 12:31, Mark 3:29, and Luke 12:10. I wrote this down so I didn't forget it. So the unforgivable sin, in my view, is our continual rejecting of God and of this work of the Spirit that is in our lives, and eventual turning away from Him. So, and I could be completely wrong about this, but I think how I read it, I'm like, this kind of makes sense. So, it could just be, but my thinking is that throughout your whole life, you're given so many opportunities to find Christ. to turn to him and accept his spirit, accept the Holy Spirit. And if you deny it your whole life, that is the unforgivable sin. And that is what sends people to hell.
Yeah.
Because you said, I am God, or there is no God. Which atheism, guess what? You have a God. It's your own desires.
Yeah. Very true. Yeah, that's when I was in the academy, we had like a deep dive conversation about that. Like can you like losing your salvation and all that, and like turning your back on God, is that the making that ultimate sin, what happens to Christians after that if they choose to try to come back,
I think they can come back, but I also think that if you turned away from God, you never actually experienced the true grace, mercy, joy, and peace of Christ.
That's a good point.
That is my philosophy. I don't think that people
you were never fully there.
Yeah. You didn't have it. And that's okay.
Yeah. You were in that gray area, the wishy-washy.
Yeah. You're like hearing about it. You're like, that sounds so nice. And that's okay though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but like, it's not okay. I need to stop saying it's okay, because it's not okay. I want people to know Jesus.
Yeah.
And to know him, the fact that he was crucified and rose again, like I talked about earlier.
Yeah.
I want you to know the peace, the joy that I have, that we both have. And that only, honestly, I think Christians have a corner on joy. We do.
I mean, they're usually the happiest people.
Yeah.
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 And
we did a whole episode on joy.
I know. That was a fun one.
It's a great one. I love that episode.
Yeah. No, I think that's a really good thing to end with. Is if you don't know God, if you feel you have idols, move on from them and make God the center of what you're doing. Pursue him, and you'll everything else will figure yourself out.
If you're not sure something is an idol, no, this is hard with people, but not really with people. But like something like a thing or an idea is an idol, remove it from your life for a bit. You'll know if it's an idol real quick.
Oh yeah.
Just saying.
It's a great point.
That's what I've got. That's what we've got today.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, and make sure you follow us on everything you can, so that we can spread the word of God as much as we can.
Exactly.
So the whole goal is to find more believers. So.
Yeah. To find and just long range, not disciple, but mentor through give our experience.
Yeah.
And to give hope and bring joy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even if it's just you and I, they're finding joy in the conversation and learning. That's all we can do, right?
I love this podcast so much. It's been so much fun.
All right. Well, I'll pray us out if you're ready.
I am always ready.
Yes, sir. Dear Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for this other awesome episode that we have made in your honor, Lord. My brother Isaac and I do this to glorify you, and we want to thank you for the blood of Christ. We're bringing this right after Easter time, and it was just very, very sorrowful, but I'm so glad that you died for our sins, Lord. And I just want you to be with the folks that may be listening to this, wherever they are, and be with them if they are going through some hard times. Lord, I pray that you lift them up and guide them, Lord. And if anybody out there is struggling with idols, Lord, I pray that they can find their way to casting those aside and put you first. In your name, amen.
Amen. All right, brother. Well, this is Men of His Heart, and that was Idolatry.
Episode 7.
Woo!